Deontay Wilder mentally in a great space, a great headspace. He's been training, he's working on his tactics, and he wants this more than anything. That's the Fury win. And his co-manager, Shelly Finkel, explains much more what's going on. He says Deontay Wilder's revenge win over Tyson Fury will surprise the world and a lot of people, but not his team. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Listen, if you love what I'm doing, smash the like button or hit the subscribe button if you have not already done that. I drop daily boxing content. This is what's in it for you. The latest and greatest, all things boxing. This is your one-stop shop, so you know what's going on in boxing. You're well informed. You know, pre and post-fight breakdowns, live streams. We have fun over here, so hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for post notifications. Let's get it. Now, link in the description. Shelly Finkel had a continued conversation with Sky Sports. I made a video about some of the other things he was saying. Wilder was delighted to hear that he won the arbitration, right? And then you see, it says Deontay Wilder wanted the Tyson fight, the third fight, more than anything. Let's get into it. The unbeaten British star stopped Wilder in the 7th round, but Finkel has backed the Alabama man to defy his doubters in the third fight, right? Wilder said it was just phenomenal. It was a great feeling winning the arbitration. Now he gets his man back in the ring. Wilder mentally is great, Finkel told Sky Sports. He wants this more than anything, and he's putting in the time and training and all that's needed to get it. If he can't beat Fury the way he's planned to do it now, then he just can't beat the guy. But I believe he will. I've seen things before, and I've seen the way it is now. I also remember there was one time where he was the underdog in the first fight with Bermane Stiverne. He got very disciplined, and he did what he had to do. I think he just believed that there was no way that Fury could beat him, and it disrupted his equilibrium, I guess is the best way to say. Now, this statement right there further lets me believe that Tyson Fury cheated. He says he believed there was no way Fury could beat him, and it disrupted his equilibrium, right? And you remember in the first fight, Wilder was talking about how Tyson Fury was pillow-fisted and he didn't believe Fury possessed much power. So to have the fight play out like it played in the second fight, it's like, where did Fury get this newfound power? Power is genetic. Power is you're born with it or you're not. You know, just like a chin, like Amir Khan, no matter what exercise he does, he's not going to get an Evander Holyfield type of chin from any exercise. And power is much of the same way. You could do things to, try to increase your power, but ultimately you're never going to make Paulie Malignaggi into a Mike Tyson. That's just the reality of it, right? So loads of questions, at least to me, will continue. He had a lot of things he thought about. I think he should have not said them. He did. He meant them. But now he's more, okay, now I got to just prove it. I can't talk, and that's what he's going to do. Shelly Finkel, it says Wilder had vented his frustration at Fury on social media after being denied at the end of the year. He just couldn't believe it. That was his anger, so he then spent time and said, look, let me focus on getting him in the ring and focus on winning. And that's what his mindset is totally. He's training harder for this fight. He's been training since August, July physically. Now he's been training tactically. It's 8 weeks from tomorrow, the fight. There's no reason to talk because no matter what anyone says, most people aren't going to believe it until he proves it in the ring. So pretty good words from Shelly Finkel. You know, the proof is in the pudding. People just want to see it. People, if they have already written Wilder off, or they have not written Wilder off. That's just the way the game goes. Wilder has seen an influx and gets this crazy hate. So, Wilder got to, push the button. Push the goddamn button in the trilogy. And that's what it is. But I like to hear this. And this is what I told you. Wilder has been training. Like the shape he's in. See, people, let me just say it like this. People in the social media era are very mistaken. We'll just put it like that. They see someone flash money pictures, not knowing where that money is going, if it's their rent, if it's free spending money, if it's somebody else's money, you know, they could be running to a bank deposit, and they just took the money and, you know, went on social media. You don't really know. So that's the danger of social media. People think social media is reality, and I'm here to tell you that's the furthest from the truth. So just because Wilder started posting pictures and videos and training, let's say 3 weeks ago, that doesn't mean he started training 3 weeks ago. And that's what I try to warn y'all about. You know, the shape that Wilder's in, the rhythmic motions and the synergy that he has with Malik Scott, I could tell that this has been something that has been going on a lot longer. Now, this is a big danger for Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury, he looks portly, he looked flabby and sick. His own father sounds skeptical, said it could go wrong, and, you know, has shown all this doubt and fear, if you will. He says his son, he wanted him to fight AJ, chuck the belt in the bin and throw it away. You should have just fought AJ. You know, why this fear from Team Fury, from Fury's pops, the same guy who was telling David Haye his son would walk through when nobody believed it because he hadn't yet done it, and nobody knows Fury as this Rambo Triple G style puncher. So, you know, now he went from saying he wanted to bet David Haye $100K that his son will walk through Wilder easily and all that, to showing this new fear of whatever. I think it's because Fury knows he can't cheat in the trilogy fight because Wilder's onto it. And if Mark Breland, you know, I'm not gonna implicate him. It is what it is. Wilder said what he said, but I don't know enough of details to say absolutely he did. But I know his behavior after was not something that I probably would do. You know what I mean? Do a bunch of interviews with the UK and have your sons and stuff bashing Wilder, you know, so to each his own. But if Mark Breland was in fact somehow involved, or like some type of mole or spy, that would be another reason for fear, because he's no longer part of that situation in Team Wilder and Bomb Squad. You know what I mean? So I just see nothing but doubt in Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he act like he's going to Disney World with his family. He don't even look like he's in a training camp. So, you know, again, as I said earlier, social media, you can't believe everything you see. So maybe Fury has some trick up his sleeve and he's really dedicated, but it doesn't really matter what Fury's showing or not showing. I'm physically looking at him on the bag. I'm physically looking at his body type, and he doesn't look like he's in the best of shape. So it's not a bodybuilding contest, but something to note. You would imagine an important fight, you would probably try to get in the best shape of your life, especially since you allegedly had a Joshua fight in Saudi for 155. And if Wilder crushes you, then that deads that right there. Let's continue with the article. Smash the like button. Wilder also has a lot of skills that he hasn't shown recently. Like he says, they need 12 rounds. I need 2 seconds. And I think you'll see someone prepare for 12 rounds. Fury announced an undisputed fight with Joshua. I'm going to skip over that because it's all cap. Wilder could instead set up a long-awaited showdown with Joshua, blah, blah, blah. Finkel insists the upcoming fight with Fury carries even more significance. Says, without a doubt, Wilder could become number one. Look, it's debatable if he had knocked out Fury the first time. A lot of people thought it was a longer count. I wouldn't, if I was the ref Jack Reese seeing the knockdown, have continued the fight. And that's fair. Fury admits on Max Kellerman ESPN show that he was unconscious. So anytime the fighter's unconscious, you could very well stop the fight. So all these people saying Fury beat him up and whooped him 2 fights is cap. Okay, Fury did okay and he was fine. If Deontay had hit him with another big shot at that point, it may have been serious. He is definitely capable. Again, no excuses. He wasn't the Deontay that we all know in the second fight, and we'll be looking to surprise the world. We're not really that surprised if it happens, but everyone else will. And I honestly believe Wilder is going to stop him this time. That would be the obvious next goal, undisputed with Joshua, but we can't even think there. We have to focus totally on this fight. This is what's in front of him. This is what's important. And this is what goal of Deontay is. Nothing will be bigger than this, even if he were to go on and then defeat Joshua. This is the biggest thing for him, end quote. Great thoughts from Shelly Finkel. I agree with much what he said. I'm also picking Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa. Oh my God. Picking him to stop Tyson Fury. And just like the arbitration, people are going to act surprised and act like it was an RKO out of nowhere, but it's something that your boy Ego Stradamus predicted. Just like the arbitration, they said, oh, there's no way Wilder wins, and planning the next fight, Joshua Fury, which was all cap. I told you that. And then they act surprised. Oh, media, all of them, they want to act surprised when it happens. So when Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury, who's no longer able to cheat, there's a lot of pressure. Wilder looks very serious. He looks in phenomenal shape. Then don't act surprised. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.